We're like every other community in California. There's a need for affordable housing. Everybody knows house prices in California are quite high, and that drives a lot of people into that affordable housing range. We've been committed to filling that range. We believe, and I believe particularly, that a community can't be viable unless you provide housing for all income levels, and that's what we've tried to do with this project.
Dublin is a really unique and actually a terrific city when it comes to affordable housing. City Council that's been really committed to affordable housing. They had several task forces that Eden actually worked with that helped them craft an affordable housing strategy. And this project got its start because the residents were living in Dublin's only public housing development. They were a single entity public housing authority. So they owned the old Arroyo Vista development, and it was literally falling down. Most public housing authorities throughout the country are facing all kinds of cuts, and so the tenants were coming to the city council and saying, what can you do to fix our housing? And Eden, in partnership with then Citation Homes and now with KB Homes, proposed what you see today, which is a fabulous mixed income community where we not only replaced the 150 units of affordable housing, we built 180 units of affordable housing along with 198 market rate townhomes and single family homes. If we created a centralized community room that everybody could use, it would be a terrific amenity. And then throughout the grounds, we have a series of parks and play spaces that have been designed for different age levels and different kinds of activities so that the whole neighborhood can use them. We have Kidango, a childcare facility that is here for the benefit of not just this neighborhood but the community at large. And then we have access to the Alamo Creek Trail, which is right behind us. So it's really a terrific place to live.
As a way of history, this site, originally Arroyo Vista, was built in the unincorporated area of the county. And when Dublin incorporated, they found they had a public housing site in their community. So they did not build the site. The city wasn't a part of the construction of the site. If you hadn't seen the site, you might think those would be big parcels with big front yards or backyards, but that wasn't the case. They were tightly placed in little courts and had small backyards and wide open areas on north and south and east sides of the property. So a concern on both the part of the housing authority and the city was the tenants that were on site. And of course, it's difficult to break up a neighborhood or a community, and we understood that. But we both looked at it as the long term would be a beautiful development that the tenants could return to and the community could enjoy. And so we took that into consideration and made a requirement on the developer that they allow the tenants to return. And during the period when the tenants were relocated, the housing authority provided vouchers to allow the tenants to reside in the private market. And we provided relocation services, including moving services, security deposits, utility hookups, and we hired a relocation consultant to help the tenants find a suitable place to live.
When Arroyo Vista made that decision, or the city made that decision to shut down Arroyo Vista, it was kind of bittersweet. It was a tough day, that last day we were there, because we've had first days of kindergarten, graduations, things like that.
Very tough.
But on top of that, the bonus of having them help us with every step of the way, because all of a sudden you're having to move. After 20 years, that was something we hadn't done in so long. It was kind of overwhelming. But then they stepped in, and a wonderful gentleman came to the house and sat down and explained every step of what was going to happen. And they were right there to help us find a place and get us situated and help with deposits, whatever you needed help with. We came to Emerald Vista on November 29th, and we were so happy to get the call to come. I almost cried at the interview, and then when we actually did the walkthrough, it was just so beautiful. It was the total reverse of the last day that we were at Arroyo Vista. It's being home. We're home. We can look out and see the tree that we passed, a million times walking our sons to school. It's right out our living room window, so it's a good feeling. We're home. There's such a wide variety now of people, and to be in on the ground floor and see the community building up, that's a really good feeling.
Yeah, when I go to the store, I'll see somebody like new every day.
Right.
And they stop, well, where do you live? I mean, it's going to be great.
Dublin really looked at the big city models of how do you create a mixed income housing environment, preserve the affordable housing, do right by the residents, and create something that really is an asset for the whole community. And they used their inclusionary housing policy to do that. They used their own resources to do that, and they leveraged the dollars of the private investment. And they've created something that I think is really special and something that other cities who have small housing authorities really can replicate.
I know that other communities have kind of resisted the affordable housing, but we've taken the opposite track. We believe in affordable housing in this community, and we're pursuing our share of affordable housing. We appreciate ABAG and their support in that endeavor.